feeling like I'm Akademiks. Can't ride away.
Article came out today that essentially, you know, brought up a story that we thought was dead. Now, if you guys don't know, let me see. Diddy. Okay, here we go. Ooh, wow. Here we go. What the fuck is this? Sean Combs prosecutors admit they might go to trial without a key witness. Wow. Let's see what's this about. A woman set to testify that Sean Combs coerced her into sexual acts. Oh my God, what the fucking ass, bro. May not take the stand, feds say, possibly delivering a blow to the high-profile prosecution before a jury is even seated. The witness, dubbed as Victim 3, has been expected to tell jurors that Combs sexually exploited her during his alleged decades-long reign of sexual terror. But the prosecution team admitted that during jury selection this week, that it's been having trouble contacting the person or her lawyer, who's been dealing with undisclosed personal issues. Wow. I don't know if Diddy paid him off, but one of the witnesses is like, I got my bread, I'm good. I never wanted to see this nigga go to jail anyway. I just wanted Brother Love to show me some love, okay? So witness 3 is like, peace, deuces. So Cassie, she's elite. And the second person, we don't know yet who, I haven't even been able to pinpoint who it could be, but witness 3 is like, deuces, you feel me? King Combs just gave me the bag. I'm out of here. I'm not trying to, you know what I mean? Like, yo, it is what it is. All I wanted, I told that bitch ass nigga, you should have paid me from the get-go. I wouldn't have been no witness in no motherfucking case. It's clear. Well, actually, I don't want to insinuate that Diddy paid nobody off, but come on. Hey, we all knew what this was, chat. All these motherfuckers wanted was some bread. All these motherfuckers wanted was some bread. Bag secured. I'm out of here. Bag secured. Bag secured. Peace out. I'm out of here, right? Okay. Now, let's see. He said, we do not know if she intends to appear. Chat, you know what this looked like? Remember when they couldn't find a driver in the Tories case? They said, where the driver at? We don't know. The nigga showed up on the last day of trial. We do not know whether she intends to appear, and we're trying very hard to find out because we're having trouble communicating with her counsel. Prosecutor Maureen Comey, which is the daughter of James Comey, former FBI director, said on Wednesday when pressed to give an update on the situation. Comey, who's also worked on a prosecution that convicted Jeffrey Epstein, Madame Ghislaine Maxwell, told the court on Monday that the witness does not live locally and may not even show up. And if we try to enforce a subpoena, or even if we try to enforce and try to subpoena her, and they say they want to call her, if they want to call her, they said a potential pretrial issue comes just a week after the feds say that they have spoken with the woman's lawyer and learned that the accuser planned to use her real name, okay, during the testimony, rather than the pseudonym that previously she had asked to use. So they're saying that the woman at first was like, nah, y'all can use my real name, just like how Cassie is supposedly going to use her real name. Except this person just said, I'm going to catch y'all niggas, okay? I'm going to catch y'all niggas. I'll be back. I'll be back, all right? Prosecutors promised to provide another update on Friday morning when the jury of 12 New Yorkers is expected to be finalized in the bombshell racketeer and sex trafficking case. The feds have 3 more alleged victims set to testify, including Sean Combs' ex-girlfriend, R&B singer Cassie, and 2 other women who will testify on the pseudonyms, according to court records and sources. A 5th accuser will be allowed to testify as well, even though Combs is not specifically charged with any crimes related to her, because of her accounts mirrors the coerced sex accused of the other victims, according to the recent ruling by Judge Arun Subramanian. Okay. By the way, me and Vlad were arguing. I don't know what indictment Vlad was reading. It's 5 victims. It's 5 victims, people. 5 victims. Okay. Only 3 are expected to testify, okay? The oddly missing new rapper, who was 55, is accused of helming the Bad Boys Records as a criminal enterprise that abused and assaulted women, carried out kidnappings and at least 1 arson, and paid bribes. By the way, this is a predicate act. Actually, not a predicate act. That's an overt act. They're not going to have to be forced to prove that Diddy blew up Kid Cudi's car. It's just going to be as a matter of fact of testimony in terms of what they call overt act under the RICO charge, okay? Paid bribes to cover up illicit acts. Among the eye-popping allegations, jurors here, Combs forces his ex-girlfriends into drug-fueled, days-long sex performances, which are called freak-offs, in which Combs would masturbate until the partners had sex with male workers. He's pled not guilty to the charges that carry a maximum life imprisonment. Okay? Now, that was the only thing that was kind of a bombshell thing that kind of came down today. What came down today that was also a bombshell, let's see if we can find it. Diddy. Can't find it now. Let's see. Diddy, Oddi. All right, fuck, here we go. Bingo, got it. So this becomes now important. Remember that guy who, you know, he ran up in like Trump Doral and he shot up the place and he grabbed like a flag or whatever the case is. Essentially, when he was, you know, he was shot in the leg that day, but when he was questioned by investigators after he was brought to the hospital, he basically said he used to be a sex worker and he mentioned Diddy. This is way before. This is in 2018, way before Diddy was ever. By the way, if I'm speaking fast, I'm not drunk. So if I was drunk, I'd speak slower. But I'm still off caffeine. Caffeine, so I'm on it. You know what I mean? Brain firing 1,000,000 miles per hour. So Jonathan Oddi he ran up in Trump Doral. Like, I think he had some issue with like Trump or something like that. Fucking tried to shoot some shit. And then they called the cops. Cops showed up, shot his ass. And essentially, when being interviewed by the detectives, he brought up really unrelated things. He was like, hey, listen, yo, I used to be a sex worker. I used to be a sex worker for the stars, like Diddy. Diddy used to hire me to fuck Cassie. And basically also admitted that he signed an NDA and got a payment of around like $5 million. But also he claimed that he contracted herpes from his sexual dealings with, you know, Diddy and Cassie, which, again, if he's saying it, let's keep that moving. Now, a lot of that was pretty much hearsay, and people said this guy's kind of full of shit. Like, you know, he's just making shit up. But of course, when we see Diddy get investigated, we're like, kind of matches a couple things. He also said a couple other things about Rick Ross and these other people, but we were like, it felt like bullshit until the indictment came. But even then, we were saying, this guy's still full of shit. Now we get to find out a really explosive thing happened in court. Apparently, actually, I don't know if it was with court. A picture of the NDA actually emerged on Wednesday, which is today, that kind of backed up his story, tying him to the rapper. And they're calling the rapper Sean Combs. Let's kind of read through this real quickly. It says this: a former porn star who allegedly shot up Trump's Florida resorts before claiming to have been Sean Diddy's Combs sex slave had signed an NDA with the disgraced rapper, according to the report. He was arrested in 2018 after he was reportedly caught on camera carrying a U.S. flag ranting about the president as he stormed into the lobby of the Trump National Doral Golf Club before getting into a shootout with the cops. Following his arrest, he made a series of claims to the police, including that he has been kept as a sex slave by Combs, previously released video from interview shows. He said, I had sex with Cassie Ventura and Sean Combs. Basically, he would masturbate and tell me what to do to Cassie. I was like a sex slave for them. That's what I was. A picture of the alleged NDA was signed by Oddi and Combs in Miami in 2014 emerged on Wednesday, seemingly backing up the porn star's ties with the rapper who's facing alleged trial for alleged sexual abuse and trafficking. He agreed to sign the NDA for $5 million, and it was signed around the same time as he was divorcing his wife, Tonya Troutwine. She told Daily Mail, which was first published the document. Let me see. Is this a document here? Do we have a picture of the document? Let's see. Is this recent? Could we? What the fuck? Where is this thing? Oh, you'd have to subscribe to see it. Okay. So it looked like they published it today. Bingo. Okay, but our lives was completely going different paths. So he's talking about his divorce with his wife. He said he met Diddy around a time at a party at the ultra-exclusive Star Island in Miami Beach, Troutwine believes. That's his former wife saying it about him. As Oddi spent less time with his wife, because they were going through a divorce, she believes he started partying more with Combs and Ventura. That's Cassie. Diddy has just has those radiating personalities. And I can tell he really enjoyed the attention. You know, he likes to be the king. Johnny would have played perfectly into that. Johnny is Oddi. Troutwine decided to get out of the marriage. That's the wife. Decided to get out of marriage with Oddi because she realized he was having an affair with fellow porn stars. They said they had filed for divorce in 2014, but they were on still good terms. He kept on insisting we signed the divorce paperwork, which I thought was very odd, how he wanted to get things going so quickly. It was only later I found out that he had signed this agreement. So apparently his wife now believes that he signed an NDA with Diddy for $5 million, and he wanted to end the divorce proceedings with his wife that he didn't have to bust that $5 million down. Oddi claimed that he was just making $2,000 a month as a fitness trainer and that his net worth was a negative $1,800 as in divorce documents. Despite that, he went on a spending spree in less than a month after the divorce was finalized, buying 5 distressed properties for $765,000 in the space of 2 months. And that's what property records in Miami-Dade say. Oh, the properties are purchased mortgage-free, suggesting they were bought with cash. This would have been around the same time that he allegedly got the $5 million from Diddy. So it looked like his purchasing habits after going through a divorce, saying he was broke, negative $2,000 in the hole. Basically, he then buys a property or a couple of properties for $800,000, and he buys this cash. So you would think he probably did get that $5 million. Troutwine lost contact with Oddi until she heard about his dramatic shootout with the cops in May 2018 after carrying the American flag, blah, 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 da, da, da. Okay, he faces charge of attempted murder. Okay, who cares about him? Let's get to it. It says, I don't think it's a coincidence. So this is his wife talking. It says, I don't think things a coincidence. So if it's anything, any of this is true, that Diddy abused Cassie or was being aggressive, Johnny would have definitely softened that situation, would have tolerated the abuse instead. He would have tried to help the situation and make Cassie not feel bad about it. She says she's spoken to her ex-husband since his arrest, and that said he heard his interrogation video with the police had resurfaced in the wake of the damaging allegations of Combs. Ventura accused Combs of, okay, but we know that. It said, he's scared I will expose him. Okay, this is what the interrogation stuff said. Now, we've seen this interrogation footage before. I'm going to play some parts of it. Jonathan Oddi interrogation, and let's play the parts about Diddy. Let's go. So this is a
Ben Mercedes worked.
Okay. Now, some people have watched me. You guys have seen me play this a bunch of times, but I like to keep everything compact if people haven't watched for a long time. So let me run through this real quick. This is the interview that's being quoted, but this is what he said. This is in 2018 when he was caught after a shootout, and he was actually shot when he ran into Trump National Doral. Let me put the speed at 1.25. By the way, chat, if I am what's going on? Oh, chat, if I'm speaking too fast, because I could tell I'm a little wired. If I'm speaking too fast, just tell me slow it down. Okay, it's fine. Don't worry, I'm gonna start drinking. What time is it right now? Ooh, it's time to start drinking. So this is the last thing we have to read.
Hidden in plain sight.
It's hidden.
I think I see what you're saying.
Okay, how do I know this?
Yeah, that's what I want to know. How do you know this?
Do you know Sean Combs?
Puff Daddy?
Yeah.
P. Diddy, whatever you call himself these days. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, he's part of what's called the Boule. The Boule is a branch of the Illuminati.
Okay.
It's the black people. Okay. I'm from Africa, so I'm not a racist. Okay, you're my brother, so I like black people.
Okay.
My mom, I was raised by an African woman in my house. Okay. She was just a servant, but she was she took care of me.
Right.
So I love black people.
Okay.
I had settlement with Sean. Okay. And he belongs to that agenda. That's why he's so famous. They land all the contracts. It's his attorneys, which are Mark Garagos and Ben Mercedes. Ben Mercedes worked for back.
Now, very interestingly enough, right? Remember Mark Garagos. We keep hearing that name. Who's Diddy's lawyer now? Diddy Tenny Garagos, which is his daughter. So the guy who represented Diddy back then in probably getting this settlement with this guy after supposedly he was a sex slave and he supposedly contracted herpes and whatever the fuck the case is, he got paid off with a $5 million settlement. Supposedly Mark Garagos kind of handled that. Now, Diddy's charged with sex crimes. Who handles his sex crime? Mark Garagos' daughter, Tenny Garagos. Is it just a coincidence, or maybe Diddy has some secrets that he knows the family of the Garagos knows, and he's keeping it within the family? All pun intended, right?
Bad Boy Entertainment for 4 years and worked for Hillary Rodman for 5. Okay. When I take Sean the threat of death on me. Okay. I don't have it, but I can make it available under secrecy. That means that I wouldn't be liable because I don't want to be getting framed for anything. Okay.
Right.
I had sex with Cassie and Sean. Basically, he would masturbate and tell me what to do with Cassie. I had like 15 encounters, and I heard a lot.
15 encounters. Wow. Pause. But I'm wondering why Diddy kept, we had read in Cassie's lawsuit that Diddy would ask her to find men with big black dicks. Now, if we're going by her lawsuit, and this is pause this whole conversation, but it felt like the type of person that Diddy wanted to see have sex with Cassie were black males with large, what do they call it, phalluses or whatever, like penises, right? This guy doesn't fit the bill. Now, I'm not talking about his meat. I'm talking about look-wise, if we're going off what Cassie said. It was black men. This guy is not a black man. Why would Diddy want this guy? Who knows? Maybe this was a kink, or maybe this was Cassie's request. Why did this guy look like he's losing his hair, whatever the case is? Why did I want him to fuck Cassie? Don't know, right? Now, remember, he also admitted he was a porn star. So it's also like, that's going to be, if sex workers even testify or they're a part of this case, we're going to figure out how were they finding these people. Was Diddy and Cassie watching porn together and be like, oh, look at this sex worker right here. We want them to do it, right?
Business, because what they would do is Sean talks a lot on the phone and on the TV with people and stuff, and I was like a sex slave, okay? For them, that's what I was. That's all right? I caught herpes, and I came back and I sued for the herpes and won. But they did Mark Garagos and Ben Mercedes were his attorneys, okay? And Christopher Leon's here was my attorney. They asked me to turn in that, which was the video recording, and I did so. They gave it back to me accidentally, and it's possible, I threw everything out, it's possible I can produce a copy.
Gotcha.
It's possible, I'm not sure. Now, how does this lead to War Star from?
Okay.
The Mercedes family, Ben Mercedes, that works with Mark Garagos. Mark Garagos used to be Michael Jackson's attorney.
Yeah, out in Los Angeles.
Yeah. He dropped Michael and they OD'd him, okay? He didn't overdose, they OD'd him, because they keep the royalties of the music. Michael alone made $860 million alone last year, okay, in 2017, which who keeps that royalty? The music companies. Who represents the media and entertainment in the United States? Most of them, Mercedes does. Kenny Mercedes, which is Gruber Mercedes child out of New York, okay? So what they've been doing is, they've been promoting a hate agenda against Trump. So people hate him, okay, because they know he is very alpha, okay, very alpha in the sense that he likes money, he likes to make money, and he likes women, and they know they want to defame him in certain ways with Stormy, with other people, because they want him out of the government, okay? But it ain't happening because it's too smart for them. You understand what I'm saying?
You're trying to, right?
Don is intelligent. We have a similar type of intelligence and overview of things. The only thing is, he's not seeing that Hillary is a distant cousin of his, and Obama have a different plan for him. You understand? No offense with Obama. I love each and every American, but he was part of that 9/11 agenda. He's a CIA agent, an ex-CIA agent. That's why there's so much identity issues with Obama. Who knows his real name? They say he was born in Indonesia, and he's also born in Hawaii. Nobody knows. Why? Because he's an ex-CIA agent.
Okay.
Basically,
now, I'm going to be honest with you, it sounded so ridiculous when he said this at the time. And there's so much in this. I think there's even like some stuff about Rick Ross. I thought that was like not true, and he was like, maybe he's mixing the truth with the lie, but like at this point you might have to kind of look at this guy and be like, yo, let's go back and watch and see everything he said, because he might be spitting some facts here.
Basically, Osama bin Laden never existed. It was a creation of the CIA, and it was Obama
This is where I think he's
in a
losing.
cave talking shit and looking like an Arab, and then they bombed the Twin Towers. Okay, so my problem is, I'm here to expose each and single one of them to the American public for the crimes committed on September 11th, 2001, and therefore, okay?
Now tell me though, how all of that led up to Thursday night, Friday morning.
Well, I've been trying, my settlement put me in a box. Basically, I couldn't talk because I was already sued. So I let it be, but they've been following me, and they've had, Mark Garagos has had the FBI on me, has had other agencies looking at me and spying on me, okay, because they want to set me up as an extortionist, like if I was extorting Sean for money. It's wrong. Basically, what happened is, Diddy and Ross, which they're good buddies, okay, they're gay.
Who?
Both, Diddy and Ross. Okay, basically what happened is, Diddy and Ross, which they're good buddies, okay, they're gay.
Who?
Both, Diddy and Ross, and Khaled, they're all gay.
Wait, what?
DJ Jeff.
It's wrong. Basically what happened is, Diddy and Ross, which they're good buddies, okay, they're gay.
Who?
Both, Diddy and Ross and Khaled. They're all gay. Okay?
DJ Khaled, Rick Ross,
Yeah.
and P. Diddy?
Yeah.
They all gay?
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right.
Khaled is a Hamas supporter. Okay?
Who supporter?
Hamas.
Hamas.
Is a Hamas supporter. Diddy and Ross and Khaled. They're all gay. Okay?
DJ Khaled, Rick Ross,
Yeah.
and P. Diddy?
Yeah.
They all gay?
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right.
Khaled is a Hamas supporter. Okay?
Who supporter?
Hamas.
Does Khaled support Hamas? What the fuck is Hamas? The hell? DJ Khaled, Hamas.
So they just, because there was already fighting.
As a pretext.
Well, they were both living there. Jews, fine. That became in Heights and stuff like that.
Who gets mad at me for saying this? That anybody is more human or have a bigger right to life or security than anybody else. The thing that I find amazing, if you look at the break, and what's also happening now is, for the first time in our history, reconcile. I had the idea that horrible shit happens here. Tell me that the people that are dying that you didn't idea, what does they say? Heavy is the head.
And DJ Khaled are the most popular Jewish and Palestinian humans on the planet. They should say something. I'm not saying to take a side, but you should say something. And shortly after, Drake made a statement.
Well, you know why? What does they say? Heavy is the head that rests the crown.
Yeah.
You were blessed with a voice where you could bring people together. Right. Music, no matter, is a universal language. Like math is a universal language. Like laughter and love are universal language. You can do you know who changed the...
Okay.
Hamas.
Yeah.
Sorry, I said it wrong.
No.
Hamas supporter, okay? Right. Basically, he's Arab, Palestinian, okay? The Ciroc agenda, okay, is basically binge drinking poured out on a youth. They promote binge drinking and drugs.
Gotcha.
The hip-hop agenda was laid out by Obama during his last presidencies purposely. That's why they had Tupac killed, because when they kill them, you gain fame. When your record sales go up, and then people listen to your lyrics and everything, and then you become famous, okay? That's how they do it, all right? Tupac's still alive.
Yeah.
He's in Cuba.
Okay, that's when he started losing me.
Basically, what happened was following. The hip-hop agenda is an agenda to move drugs all over the United States. You need to involve the DEA. They move all the dope, on private jets, which don't get screened by
customs,
by the inside the United States. Okay, they.
Yo, this nigga is snitching. You know how nobody ever called this nigga a snitch? We're just kind of like enamored by the fact that he's speaking on some of this stuff, but very clear this motherfucker was this nigga was snitching up in here.
They move what's called high-grade powdered MDMA. They move cocaine and they move liquid cocaine in the bottles too. Okay, so they put the liquid cocaine in the bottles and they move it. I've seen the liquid cocaine. I've drank it myself. Having sex with Diddy and Cassie. Okay, it's not good. He drinks it all the time. All right, he calls it Gigi, but it's liquid cocaine.
All right.
How do I know there's a conspiracy against Trump? Because it's in the Illuminati card deck. He should look at it for himself.
But let me bring it back to Thursday night, Friday morning. Sure. I mean, how did all of this? I think I better understand what you're saying. But what I want to know is, how did that prompt you? How did that make you do what you did that night?
Well, we're getting to a point that his assassination is coming.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because it's an agenda they're perpetrating on the media and the news. Example, Madonna is a client of Mercedes, Ben Mercedes.
Mm-hmm.
He has her go on public TV and say, someone should, I thought so many times of going up and blowing up the White House.
Gotcha.
Okay, they gave her that little message. That little message is Hillary's message, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Because Hillary sends it to Geragos, and Geragos gives it to Mercedes. And they give it to
Gotcha.
the dollar.
Yeah.
Okay, now
I get all that.
you're gonna need an internet so I can show you. If I show you the website, you're just gonna go like, oh fuck.
All right. Help me understand you. How old are you?
I'm 42. I've been through all my life. I've had a great life. I've settled $4.125 million with Diddy. Okay, was he scared that I was exposing?
I don't want to talk about Diddy right now. I want to talk about you.
Oh man, he wanted to talk about this. He said, "I settled for $5.1 million with Diddy." Holy.
Help me understand you. I mean, who? I don't. Obviously, we never met.
I know.
I don't know you from Adam's
I
Cat.
know.
I'm trying to, We'll get back to the
Hey,
event.
I got like 30 years of dogs. I'm good.
Where you from?
I was born in South Africa.
What town? What city?
Newcastle, the Valley of a Thousand Hills. I'm from Zululand. I'm what you call a Zulu.
Okay.
I was born there, and then my parents were Latin descent from Argentina. They escaped the military dictatorship in Argentina.
Pinochet, all that.
No, the Argentina one. Yeah, my Pinochet was a Chilean one, but
Okay.
I can't remember. It was like a military dictatorship. I can't remember the names.
All right. How many years did you stay in South Africa?
12 years in South Africa, and I stayed 12 years in Argentina, and then I came here to the United States, and I've been here 20 years since.
Okay.
18 years, actually.
Parents, so you got a mother and father?
Dad came and visited me, he died here of cancer. And mom went back home, I think, I was visiting with my sister in Europe.
Okay. What year did your father pass away?
2 years ago.
2 years ago?
Yeah.
Okay. Did that have any effect on you? I mean, what was
Not really.
your relationship like with your father?
Well, I suffered a little child abuse when I was a kid.
Okay.
And I believe he's not my real dad, but it's okay,
All right.
I sometimes, maybe that's what he thought. I don't know.
Okay. All right. And your mother, where's your mother right now?
She's in I think in Argentina, traveling in Europe.
Okay. What's your relationship like with her?
Distant, but
Okay.
Let's check
distant, but nice. This was already me. It was premeditated to give a message to the American public, a wake-up call.
Investigation. What'd you do? So Gonzalez, he can back up what you're saying about P. Diddy and Ross and all that? Okay. All right. And you said Gonzalez didn't know anything about what you did? You didn't talk to him before?
Nothing.
Nothing? Okay.
He knows nothing. He was actually worried. He's like, hey, what's up? And I told him, look, man, what's happening is he's trying to pull things down, but then the feds have been harassing him. The feds. They have a big file of me like this, the feds. Since because P. Diddy and Mark Garibus have been trying to set me up and lock me up as an extortionist, asking for money. It was not so. My settlement was breached, and my settlement terms is one was called peaceful enjoyment. That means that if I went to your house or I did something, you'd actually pay me the full amount back and forth.
I get all that.
So I've been going through that since like 2012 still.
All right, and Gonzalez knows about that? You talked to him about that kind of stuff?
I talked to him alone because he's the only one that knows since the beginning.
Gotcha.
And then my ex-wife, she knows she saw the contract. She has a contract, a picture of the contract. Talking to China. You need to call her and ask her for a copy of the settlement agreement.
Okay, all right. Where do you live at? Where's your house, sir?
Really close. Unit 177, just on the road from Trump's. You see, I want you to live close to Trump because I know they don't like being close to Trump. You understand what I'm saying? They don't like that. So that's why I went to Trump's.
Okay, all right. You got a roommate? You live alone? Okay, all right. How do you get around? You got a car?
Yeah,
Jeep. Like that? You got a Jeep?
It looks like a military Jeep.
Okay. Where is that Jeep right now?
Police have it in custody.
Okay, all right. We'll get back to the Jeep in a minute. Tell me about your employment. What do you do for work right now?
Okay, right now I'm self-employed. I work with minerals and gemstones. With my own company called Pegasus Mineral Trading.
Okay.
That I inherited from my father. Previously, I've been...
Well, before you go any further, do you have like an actual office someplace? Do you work from home?
Work from home.
Okay, so you pretty much like online business?
Yeah, but I get busy 2 seasons a year. Like really busy. I get September and February. Okay. So it's like 15 days non-stop each one. And then it's like just slide it.
Well, where I'm going with that is if you work from home, do you have a computer? Do you work on the telephone? How do you do business?
What I did is I threw away everything I had. Because
well, before you go, what is everything? What did you, when you say you threw away everything, what's that?
My documents, everything I had, because I know they've been trying to follow me. And
So he feels like he went through this settlement with Diddy, but Diddy had people on him. And I wonder if Diddy kind of like knew, or maybe his team kind of was like, yo, this guy's a little bit like, cuckoo, you know what I mean? Like the Lulu, like, because this guy got the money, but still felt like he was being followed, right?
I just don't want my personal info getting,
I got you. No, I think I understand. But I mean, what I'm trying to understand is how can you have a business and not have a computer or work the phone?
Oh, I had it. I just threw them away the same day. I threw it all away.
You threw what away?
My computers and everything.
Well, where do you throw them away at?
The garbage.
And your garbage at your...
Yeah, because they've been spying on me through that. They spy you through your computer, through your iPhone. They spy you through your TV screen, the cameras. Even if they off, they manage to do it. It's called intelligence. The CIA is available, can do anything.
Let me make sure I understand you now. Now, when you say you throw them away, you throw them into like a dumpster, or did you just throw them away in your trash can?
In my
and you
trash
throw them
can.
away in the dumpster?
In my trash can.
Okay. But exactly what was it? Just like one computer?
No, everything. My documents, the settlement agreement, my computer, everything. I threw the TV, everything that they had been surveilling me on, I took it off because I wanted them to be in the dark.
Okay.
Because they've been watching me. So now they kind of freaked out, they kind of spooked out. But it needed to be done. And Donald needs to do his presidency correct. And he needs to know that these people are running him into the ground, running the country into the ground.
All right, we're going to come back to that. I'm not done with that, but again, I'm trying to help you and I'm trying to understand you, your daily routines, your business, that kind of stuff.
But I'm very different than you. I'm very intelligent.
Okay.
We all are very intelligent.
I can see that, yeah.
The thing is, you've been fed the wrong foods and medicines which blind you, okay? Most of the pharmaceutical industry is bogus, okay?
I agree with you there.
I can tell you right now, they have you popping pills and they poison you slowly so you die, okay? That's the truth. You don't need any medicine. You're strong. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Your body is called, the only way to come out now is called immunotherapy. That's all you need. Vitamin is immunotherapy. That's all you need.
All right.
About my work ethics. Okay, previous places that I've worked at. In the United States. Well, do you want to know all of them or?
As much as you can tell me, help me understand.
Okay,
you said you work for Pegasus right now, right? But you threw away all your stuff.
Yeah, because it's a family business. It's really simple. It's just like I just need to use Square Cash.
Let's go back. What did you do before Pegasus?
I worked. I took a break off during the summer. I did my research. I took care of my dad. He had died. Before that, I did real estate investments with Section 8 properties, but I was started getting harassed. So, because they threatened to sell this man labs.
Mm-hmm. Let's try to find some more shit about Diddy.
Before that, I worked as a self-employed trading electronics for the Pope helped.
That you would reach out to if you ever needed help at any of those jobs?
No. You know, a president getting shot, and at least I avoid. Because I did this for the country. Trust me, I feel great. Okay. And I'll do it any day because at least I avoid a president getting shot. And
did he also predict Trump getting shot, my nigga? Yo, this guy, I don't know what to say with this guy. This guy's like he's almost from the future, bro. Chat, can we be honest? He's also talking about possibly Trump getting shot. And you're like, what? Everything he said came to light in the last year. Everything. Well, not everything. We don't know if DJ Khaled and Ross are gay. I don't think they're gay. And I don't think Tupac alive in Cuba.
And at least I avoid other dummies trying to fuck up our country. Excuse my language.
No, you're good, man.
And my people, because my Americans are my people.
Okay.
I have issues with when people mess around with my people.
All right, tell me. All right, let's go back to Thursday night, Friday morning. Before you did what you did,
well,
what was your state of mind? I mean, what were you thinking?
Cool as ice. I went there. I knew what I was doing. It's not like I didn't know what I was doing. I knew what I was doing, and my point was, take down the flag and put it in the front desk and call the police, shoot the chandelier, to tell them to stop getting Saudi Arabia money.
All right.
That's all, because Obama is behind him, so is Hillary, okay? So he's got to stop taking the Arabian money because he's letting everything slide. He's letting Obama stand right behind him, and so Hillary. And he knows who they are.
Mm-hmm.
He knows who they are. So does the CIA. Maybe the Secret Service doesn't because...
Personally.
I know the truth. I think it's a dummy situation. I think he should put his pants up and explain to the American people what's the problem is. Stormy was sent by Geragos to Avenatti. Okay? They know each other because I know Christopher's been talking to Geragos for years. They've been doing, my attorneys here, Mace Laura, they've been doing business. They've been getting referrals for years after I cut the deal with Diddy. They made friends and they be doing deals.
I understand all that.
They threw me into the feds.
Well,
for conspiracy of something I had not done. I was claiming breaches of settlement. Now, the way the story is, it works as the following. startled, has an issue. His doctor prescribing Propecia. You know what Propecia is?
It's the skin or the hair?
Hair growth thing.
Right.
Okay. About Stormy situation. Okay.
That's very interesting. All right. We're gonna watch this in a second to continue with some of the Diddy stuff, but let's actually go into some raw